guys, welcome to this week's Licks Livestream. This week we're gonna dive into some slow blues licks. They come from a jam that I put out very recently, and it's in C minor. And yeah, it basically is revolving around the topic of developing a motif. That's what we're doing here. We're taking a blues lick and then we're developing it further. So that's sort of a theme of the licks today. And they're in this kind of area here on the neck, and I love this area in particular. Maybe you have favorite areas on the guitar as well. Let me know in the comments. But I really like to play, you know, the minor pentatonic, as we all do, in this kind of area. So in C minor, or in B minor. You know, it just feels really nice. Now, the licks come from a jam, as always. You can check out the jam. It's linked below, and there's full tab of the whole solo. So, and you can check that out on the links below as well. They are on Patreon, my tabs. So hit up the Patreon if you want to get access to my full library of tabs and lessons and everything else. I appreciate the support very much, guys. All right, so I'm going to play with the track, and you can hear the licks then, and then we will break them down. I'll show you how to play them. So there we go. Okay, so like I said, we are in C minor here, so it's a minor blues. You can actually play these kind of licks both in a major blues context and in a minor blues, but it's really, it's quite a minor vibe, given that you're resting on the minor third like this. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to show you how to play these licks, and as always, you know, appreciate you guys tuning into the Licks live streams here. Do leave a like on the video, you know, subscribe, click the bell if you haven't already. Appreciate the support very much, guys. So here we go. We are in the box position, right? So your standard, if you're talking caged system, your standard E shape of the minor pentatonic, yeah? So it's the C minor pentatonic that we are working with here. And we're going to start on the fourth beat. So this is like a, you can see it as a 12/8 or a very, very slow shuffle. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so there's like triplets for each of the beats. Yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it starts on a 4. Okay. So basically the sort of motif starts on your fourth beat. And yeah, here we go. So you're bending from 10 to 12, just a quick bend on the 10th fret there with your third finger. Remember to support it with your other fingers, so it's not just the one finger doing the bend. And now on the 8th fret, you're going to bar with your first finger. So just a classic blues lick in itself, that is, right? Just like that. Yeah? Now, after that, you're going to do a quick pull off from 11 to 8 on the B string. And, you know, picking wise, you can do this however you like, but I use a bit of economy picking sometimes, and in this case, I am doing it. I'm going up, down, down. But actually, sometimes I like to accentuate each note. So even though I'm going down, down, I'm not actually letting it fall from one to the other. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I like each note to stick out. So I go down, down, but I'm actually kind of, you know, still doing the motion rather than just letting it fully sweep from string to string. Okay? So if you don't know what economy picking is, next week I've got a Wednesday warm-up coming out, which deals with economy picking, and there's like a behind-the-scenes extra extended lesson coming with it on Patreon as well. So look out for that if you want to learn some economy picking. Okay, so far so good. You can use your third finger to pull off from 11 to 8 if you want, but I like to use my little finger in this case. Okay, now we're going to go back to 10 on the G string, and then I'm going to bar with my first finger, and I'm only playing one note at a time, but I'm placing my first finger on the 8th fret of the B string and the G string so that I can play the B string, and then I'm already ready to go down to the G string. Make sense? So that's a blues lick for you right there. You know, take that away, run away with it, have some fun with it, try it out on some jams. You know, you can try it on the jam track that's below, and then, you know, any of the other jam tracks in the sexy series, as it's called. You know, always try and move it around to different keys and so forth, and really explore it. Go into it from a different angle, get out of it, you know, and do something different at the end. Play around with it, and it will become yours. It will become part of your vocabulary rather than just, you know, some random lick. Okay, so now that we've ended on the 8th fret of the G string, that's the minor third of C minor, right? You want to give that one a nice little bit of vibrato. You hold that note for quite a while. Okay, so here's where the kind of motif thinking, the call and response thinking starts. I'm thinking, well, how can I answer that? How can I further build on that statement? Well, I'm going to say the same thing, and then I'm going to say something else at the end of it. So sort of say, you said that, and here's another thing, okay? Now I'm going to go like that. So the very same thing is your second phrase, but this time I'm going to hammer on from 8 to 10 on the G string. Make sense? Okay, 8 to 10 on the G string, hammering on with the first finger to the third finger, and you can give that a bit of vibrato as well. Okay, so far so good. Now after we have that long bit of vibrato there, you can pull that off if you like. Back down to the E flat note on the 8th fret of the G string. Just a subtle little detail. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Right? So straight there on the 3. And now we're going to go again. And this time the answer is, well, let's say those two phrases, let's kind of restate them, but a bit faster, with less space in between. I mean, so next up we're gonna go. Okay, that's your next development in that sort of little conversation with yourself. So now, when we land on that note there, the E flat, we're gonna give that again a bit of vibrato, but then we're gonna go down to the root note, the C, on the 10th fret of the D string. Okay? Make sense? And then we're gonna go. So basically saying the same kind of thing, but just with less space in between. So now you're gonna do a little sort of quarter note bend there on the E flat, going up to the F on the 10th fret. So, right? And also there's one tiny little detail, obviously, when you're playing like simple blues, it's all in the feel and the details. And one little detail I didn't tell you about is, you know, we go. There's a dead note before the next phrase, yeah. Okay? Sometimes little dead notes like that can just, you know, further embellish like the flow or help with the flow of things. So yeah, there's that little dead note there happening. Let me play it for you guys. See what we got so far. 2, 3. Okay, so now we just have that little phrase there at the end, which is sort of a final conclusion of that development of the motif, right? So again, we're gonna go the same thing. Okay. So giving that one some vibrato. Now we're gonna go. So here we're going again 8 on the G string. Then we're gonna put our 3rd finger on the 10th fret of the D string, and 2nd finger on the 10th fret of the A string. So you're just outlining a C minor chord here. Very, very, very simple. And you're gonna go 8, 10 on the D string after that. Okay. Okay. And now we're gonna get a little bit of the blues, a little bit more blues. So the blue note, we're gonna slide from 9 to 8 on the A string. Okay. Yep, let me check the tab. Yeah, that is right. So we're sliding from 9 to 8 with the 2nd finger. And then we're gonna land on that note here, which is again the E flat, which is the minor 3rd of C minor, right? Same note as that, but down the octave. That is our final note here. So that's 6th fret of the A string with your 1st finger. Okay, so that's a pretty quick slide, that one. And then you can slide the whole thing down. Like that. Okay, so obviously vibrato is kind of an important one here. Take your time to practice that in itself. You know, there's quite a lot of little techniques at play here. And each of them may take some time to kind of work up, you know, including the bending as well. So take your time with it, guys. But, you know, have lots of fun, explore, as always. Like I said, the link is below for the track And if you want to get the tab as well and access to all of my tabs, my full library, it's more than 200 tabs. You'll get access to all of them just like that by joining the Patreon, which is linked below. So yeah, appreciate the support on there, guys. And yeah, I actually also later this month am doing a workshop with it's called Learn Jazz Live 2021. It's looks like it's going to be the biggest sort of jazz education event of the year, and they've got a lot of very prominent music educators on there, and musicians like Jamie Abelsole, for example, who's like the godfather of jam tracks, right? And they asked me to do a workshop and to do like a live Q&A and everything, and it is going to be happening later this month. I think it's the 27th, 28th. I've left a link below if you want to check it out and sign up. Use that link to sign up. Yeah, I think it's going to be really great. And the reason I'm mentioning it now actually is that what my workshop is talking about is developing motifs and treating your soloing like a conversation, which is kind of what this thing is doing. It's always trying to like pose questions and answer those questions. So it's like you're thinking of your solo like a conversation where you're like, you know, each phrase is a response to the phrase that came before it. So I believe very much in the value of seeing your solos as conversations. And so I made a workshop which will come out at Learn Jazz Live 2021. And then I'll also do, like I said, you know, a live Q&A. So that'll be fun. And there's a link, like I said, below for Learn Jazz Live 2021 if you want to dig into that. There's going to be so many workshops. Even if jazz is not your thing, it's like, you know, there'll be loads of general topics that can really help boost your musicality. So check it out, guys. I hope you're gonna have loads of fun with the licks, as always, guys. And tomorrow we've got another track coming out, actually in the Sexy series, but it's a different harmonic format. It's not a blues, it's a vibe, just an A minor where you can explore, you know, A minor, but in a way that hopefully will be really inspiring. It was certainly really fun to play on, and there'll be tab for the solo as well on my Patreon, and you know, scale maps and everything else, so that you can get some help finding your way around the fretboard on that track. I hope you'll have loads of fun with that track. And yeah, I'll be back next week with another Licks live stream. If you have requests for Licks live streams, you know, things that you'd like to see me cover, just let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, have a great weekend. Appreciate you all very, very much. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you next week.